wanted to talk about why picking a lawyer is similar to picking a chick. I know a lot of you guys like to date girls and go out with multiple women and date as many women as you can. You know, you're not tied to one woman. Even if you are, you still like to date women and whatnot. So why picking a lawyer is similar to picking a chick, right? And the reason I want to do this is because I was thinking, I date a lot of girls. I was actually supposed to go on a date today, but this chick I was supposed to go on a date with was giving me the runaround, saying, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that," and I just stopped replying to her. I don't want to even text her back and let her know why I stopped replying to her. At this point, it's kind of obvious why I stopped replying to her. So she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. She did text me back another time, but fuck it, it is what it is. So, but let me tell you why picking a lawyer is similar to picking a chick. You don't want to get stuck in a bad situation, right? So if you get stuck in a bad situation with a chick, you're likely to get stuck in a bad situation with a lawyer. If you don't pay attention to the signs that a chick gives you, if you don't pay attention to the sign that a lawyer gives you. If you're stuck with a bad chick, you're dating a bad chick, and let's say you hire any attorney that you know of, you hire some of your friends, you hire a lawyer that you know, or your friends know, and they refer you to him. Let's say you hire him, and he's lazy, he doesn't do all of the work, he's giving you the runaround. That's not a good thing. So like this chick today, right? This chick was giving me the runaround, doing this. She's like, I wanted to meet her at her place and like do some Netflix and chill and whatnot. Just go back to her place. And she's like, oh, can we meet here first and do this and do that? And I wasn't about that. I've already met with her once. Everything went well. And now I was trying to go back to her place, So she was giving me some friction. So when it comes to lawyers, if you pick any lawyer and they're giving you friction from the start, like I've only known this chick for about let's say about a month and a half, right? I've known this chick for about a month and a half. She's usually the one that'll initiate conversation. Sometimes I'll initiate conversation, but I've only met her once in person, like on a date. I met her before, but that's when we got to know each other. But then I actually asked her out on a date and met her on a date after that. And everything went cool, but now she's giving me friction. So, when it comes to lawyers, let's say you pick a lawyer that you don't really know of, and your friends referred you to him, and now you're sticking with this lawyer, and from the start, just like this chick was giving you friction, this lawyer is giving you friction, and now you're screwed, right? This lawyer, you don't know what to do. You might be able to get rid of this lawyer, but if you had made a wise decision from the start, you would have known not to pick this lawyer. You would have known this lawyer is giving me friction. A lot of times people don't pay attention to the friction that's going on. Like everything with this chick went smooth the first date and whatnot. And now on the second date, I'm trying to go back to her place to Netflix and chill. And now this chick is giving me some friction. So when a lawyer is giving you friction, that means you messed up somewhere. You picked a lawyer that wasn't right for you. Why else is he giving you friction? Had you taken your time to know about this lawyer, had you taken your time to actually figure out what this lawyer was about, maybe they wouldn't have given you friction. Same thing with me. I knew this chick from the start. She wasn't giving me any friction. My situation is now she's giving me friction. So the same thing might happen with you. Your lawyer might not give you any friction from the start, but once he starts giving you friction, you might want to get rid of that lawyer. You might want to say, peace, I'm out. There's more lawyers out here that I can hire. I don't want you anymore. Right? So, you got to remember, you have to do your research. You have to pick the right lawyer. And if in the beginning when you're consulting with the lawyer and you feel like this lawyer is going to give me a hard time, Don't desperately tie down to that lawyer because you think you might not be able to find another lawyer. Same thing I do with chicks. There's more than 1 million chicks out here. Billions of chicks out here. So if a chick gives me friction, I don't tie myself down to the chick, right? If this chick would have gave me friction on the first date, I would have treated her like I'm treating her now. If this lawyer gives you friction on the first date, you treat them like you would treat them later on down the road if they give you friction. If they're not cooperating with you. Most of the lawyers are required by law to cooperate with you. It's the client's objective that they follow. They can take different means to get to that objective, but usually they follow that objective. If you're trying to call this lawyer, and this lawyer is telling you, don't call me, and all this shit, what do? You fire that lawyer. You look for a different lawyer. You don't stick with that lawyer anymore. Right? The best thing I can tell you is, when it comes to lawyers, you want to do your due diligence. If you meet a new lawyer, you like them, you've seen them around, you've seen them in the community, and you feel like, hey, this lawyer is cool. I may be able to give him a chance. If you do give him a chance, make sure he's giving you no friction. Because sometimes you'll be like, yo, I don't know that many lawyers, but I like this lawyer. I know this lawyer, so let me just go to him, you know? He looks cool. He has some research under his belt. He's done his work. Usually lawyers will advertise what they've done on their page and whatnot. So you pick a lawyer, and you want to, during your initial consultation, see what that lawyer is about. If he's giving you friction, you move on. You don't pick a bad lawyer, because a bad lawyer was not only draining for your mental health, but is draining for draining on your case, draining on everything else. So when it comes to picking lawyers, you don't want to pick any lawyer that you just saw on the internet. You want to at least pick a lawyer you know in the community. Or if your friends do refer you to this lawyer, make sure it's a lawyer that you kind of know about. Don't just pick any motherfucking lawyer and stick with it. Same thing with chicks. If you're picking up chicks, hollering at chicks, going on date with chicks, dating chicks, you want to holler at the chick and get to know the chick and see what she's about. A lot of times when I go out on dates with chicks, I figure out what this chick is about. And then when she gives me friction, if she does give me friction, that's it. I move on. You know, I don't sit there like lollygagging and hanging around and sitting there and waiting for her to make the move, or her to lead the way. You know, I'm the man. I'm gonna lead the way. Just like you're the client. You're more important, right? You're the one that hired the lawyer. So why would you take the lawyer's shit if he's giving you shit? Don't do that, guys. Don't do that shit. Pick somebody you know, you can trust. You've done your research about, and if you do end up picking somebody that you don't know much about, but you know a little bit about them, like you've heard of them, like there's some lawyers that everybody know of because they advertise so much on the radio. Like, listen to your local radio station, and there are some radio stations where people freaking advertise all the time. So you essentially know them because they're advertising all the time, and go with them. But if it's just some random lawyer, you think just because they're a lawyer, I'm gonna go with them, and then later on down the road they start giving you shit. That's on you. Just like when I go on dates and the chick is giving me some friction and I didn't really know the chick, you know, I just walked up to the chick and hollered at her and whatnot. She's now giving me friction. That's on me. So, just like you would get stuck with a bad woman when you're dating, you don't want to get stuck with a bad lawyer, alright, when you're first starting out. You want to do your due diligence to figure out what lawyer you want, how this lawyer reacts to you, if this lawyer is going to be a good fit for you. Because there's tons of lawyers out there for you to pick from, right? You don't want to get stuck with a bad lawyer, just like you don't want to get stuck with a bad chick when you're dating, because they will drain you. They will drain the hell out of you. They'll drain your money, your energy. Same thing with chicks. They'll drain your money, your energy, your time, your attention, everything. So this is why I think picking the right lawyer is similar to picking the right chick to date. You want to do your due diligence. Pick somebody that you can trust. Pick somebody you know in the community. And if it is somebody that your friends told you about and you trust your friend, go with it. If it's somebody that you don't really know, this guy's an acquaintance and he's like, yeah, I know a lawyer, let me give you this lawyer. If you're going to pick them, at least get to know them a little bit. Alright? Talk to them. See what they're like. That's what I do with girls. I talk to them. I see what they're like. And if they're on that bullshit, I move on. You got to learn to move on if they're on some bullshit. So, like I said, pick the right lawyer. Do some research. Don't pick the bad lawyers. Don't pick the bad chicks. Alright? That's all I want to say. Have a good one.